Yes.
I guess. Been here for too long, though.
Where is the audio going?
Hello. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Is it? Can you? I mean, just audio check. Check.
You hear me now? Yes, you can. Haha. For whatever reason, OBS decided to switch microphone to one that was used for Skype, because you cannot use the same microphone for two things apparently. So yeah, that was it.
Alex Seb is back. Yay!
Fuck.
Oh, oh shit! I like it.
This.
So as you see, Pablo, we have like a very well defined setup that never fades.
Except
So
when
this
it
is
does.
this is
Hello.
Oh.
Shitty microphone is here.
Yeah, we have echo.
No, it's just you. Don't worry. I was just
Okay.
checking myself, but you hear my audio, so
Real
you
Seb
hear
is
my
back.
audio. Yeah,
Okay.
Real Seb is back on the shitty microphone because sometimes good microphone does Dalek Seb.
Oh, it's too
Okay,
loud.
that's
Too loud. Always complaining.
Go with the Mediterranean.
no.
thing,
They are fine tuning us. They are fine tuning us.
Yeah, okay, I've lowered my volume quite a lot now. Should be okay. Okay, so, damn it. I'll start again. Hello and welcome to yet another broken start to an episode of Code with the Italians. Today we have with us a Spaniard, because we are #Team Mediterranean. Although, again, of questionable eligibility, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah, I was always saying it's been in the UK for quite some time now, so I have to check if I still have my passport.
Do you?
Somewhere.
You better not freaking lose that.
Yeah, especially now.
It's
Yeah,
not a good time. Not a good time.
So just to give everyone some context, when I lived in London, Pablo and myself used to work together, coincidentally for the company that Ivan is working for now. And thank you for the applause. We are in the weird situation where, like, I used to work with Pablo. Pablo used to contract for the company that I worked for, and now Ivan is contracting for that company. And now they're like, I'm like, the thing is now I am in between two people that really, really like Arrow, and I'm the one that says, "But do you need it?" So that's my role. I'm the the devil's advocate, maybe. I don't know how to define myself. But yeah, jokes aside, Pablo, if you want to introduce a bit yourself, what you do, show off your T-shirt, I guess.
Oh yeah. For not a lot of people would know what this one means. Like, this was the original name for the project of Arrow. It's called Category, very originally called. And it's it was way before, like, we reached the 4,000. I think it's 4,000 stars on GitHub, which is quite big. But yeah, more regarding me, like, we live in the UK. Actually, now we live down in Cornwall, which is quite nice. Can go to the beach in the afternoon. And yeah, I used to contract, work with Novoda, and now I'm currently with Cover, which is insurance in a different way, which is very exciting. It's the first time I've never thought I would say I work in insurance. It's one of those phrases that I would never think I would say myself.
True story.
But yeah, everybody gets shocked when they look at me and say insurance. Okay. And
Where is your suit and your tie?
Exactly. It's probably somewhere. Yeah, the one suit I have is somewhere. I'll have to find it. And then other than that, yeah, in terms of side projects, other than DIY, as you can see, I quite like to. Well, I try to help with Arrow, as I said. Although lately I've been just working on Gradle because very few people like to work with Gradle sometimes. Also, I have a side project called Functional Hub, and we try to do like pragmatic courses for learning functional programming. It's a little bit on the downside at the moment. Not working much on it, but I'm planning to try to do more videos and stuff too. Especially now that Arrow is 1.0, so you get more people used to it.
Hurrah! Hurrah!
By the way, feel free to drop a link in the chat for that if anyone is interested.
And hopefully you can't hear my mechanical keyboard.
No, we cannot. I think people will be able to hear mine because shitty microphone picks up everything, as opposed to good microphone, which only picks up Dalexep.
Well, I mean,
but yeah, I also noticed in the chat we have someone chatting for the first time saying that they have the same T-shirt you have. So Pablo, you're not that special, I'm afraid. You're special.
Well,
special group, but not the only one yet.
But also, I just want to say hi to everyone. And oh yeah, Kotlin London is also saying that you.
Kotlin London said, remind me of that. That's a good shout out. Sorry about that. Forgot that. I help organize Kotlin London. Is too one of the many things I do as well, and hopefully we'll be going in on site once all this and a thing that we shouldn't talk about thing is over. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys online or like offline in the future, which should be fun.
Nice,
Ivan?
nice. Yes. So, okay, now that we have the introduction over, let's talk about serious stuff.
Like your lighting.
Okay.
Your lighting is serious, dude.
My lighting is just getting top of the game. I mean, you need to wait next week. I'm gonna look at this. I have like a box full of LEDs. I mean, this is next level Fast and Furious kind of shit. And I'm gonna have LEDs everywhere. And yeah, I got like it got a bit out of hand on Amazon. And I was like, do I really need 6 meters of LEDs?
Yeah,
let's make 18. Let's make 18 meters. So I actually bought 18 meters of LEDs. So now I need to, yeah, also the pizza thing. So perfect. And everything is working with Google Assistant. So I'm very proud. I'm 5 years old. That's it. So I'm not afraid of saying that. So jokes aside, today, yes, okay, fair enough. I'm having this is good. This is good for my self-esteem. Thank you. It took me a moment to fix the lighting. As you see, as you know, we are running giveaways also today. Today we are running giveaways for the stickers. If you want, where is it? I like a bit of good lighting for the sticker. If you want an Angry Pizza sticker, just stay with us, and over the next 1 hour ish, we are gonna just drop the name of the word that you have to put in the chat, and the bot is gonna pick up the winner. So stay with us and chat. On how we can support the stream, it's the usual deal. You can subscribe for free if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. So if you like one-day deliveries, that's good for us, because you can actually connect your Prime account to your Twitch account, and Uncle Bezos gives you 1 month free subscription for a channel of your choice. So you can subscribe for free, as Mark just did. Thank you, Mark. Supporting the channel is also possible with through the store. So we can have, you can buy swag from our store. Links are here. I'm just gonna drop the link here. You can get the t-shirts, you can get the stickers, fancier sticker than this, because they'll be like a bit more like robust. I don't know, it's like silicone kind of thing, I can't remember. There are also mugs, so you can just go there and have a look at the store. And what else? I think we are also preparing a book club. So I'm just gonna drop the link of the book here. So we're gonna talk about Androids, the book from the Android team that shipped Android 1.0. This is a referral link, so we are getting like a cut if you buy the book through this link. This is another way to support the channel. And what else? Oh, for the giveaway, especially the one on YouTube, I just want to remind you that if you participate, you need to enable your publicly available subscriptions. Otherwise, we won't be able to find you as a subscriber in the YouTube raffle. So just think about that. If you want to participate, you have to bear with us and open up your publicly your subscriptions.
Like the second before we do the raffle, and do it the second after we're done with the raffle. Because we're gonna do it live anyway.
Yes, so we are gonna just raffle it live, so no stress. So you just need to subscribe to the channel and then follow the instructions. And from this is it. I guess we are good to start.
Code.
Let's code. And we are coding with Android Studio because this is not a Jetpack. It's not a Compose for desktop app. Very sad.
Okay, so very briefly, what we did on Sunday was we added the active days dialog that, as you can see, is beautiful. It looks very nice. In my defense, it's not my fault.
Sizing is perfect.
Nice.
It looks like a bug in the flow row thingy. If you hard code the height of the flow row, everything works. I suspect that what is happening is that this is reporting a height of 0 or something like that. So the dialog container, like the card that contains it, gets really confused. That's the best dialog I've ever seen. Yes. Yes, it's the best dialog. I mean, it does stuff, so there's that.
Yeah, it's very clicky. There is also this miss. So
technically functional. Right? And I underline technically. Oh, thank you for the sub, Pablo.
Oh yeah.
You see, Ivan, it works.
It works. Look at this, it works.
Okay, so what we want to do is we have put in this bit here. The next thing that I would like to do would be to actually show the active days in this layout down here. Should take a couple of minutes, but when I say should take a couple of minutes, it's probably going to take the whole evening, probably, because that's usually how it goes.
Estimation.
You know, it's a 5-minute job, and usually other people's jobs are 5-minute jobs that then take 1 hour. So this is perfect.
Yeah. So I guess this starts with the fact that what did I click? Click the wrong thing. We have a composable, like a separate composable that handles the preferences dialog that you've just seen, the beautiful dialog, which is this one.
Beautiful.
So
sorry.
I will never forgive you for that.
No.
So the thing is to need to show the data here. This is all static stuff. We need a view model. And we don't have a preference screen view model, so we probably just need to create one. And when I say just, as I previously stated, just is not really a good way to put anything in this line of work. So I'm gonna create a preferences view model, which probably needs to. Oh yeah, by the way, I completely forgot to give Pablo access to Code with Me. That would be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We might have been very rushed in prepping the episode.
Yeah.
This might have happened.
You know what? I'm wondering how many episodes will it take until you mistakenly drop the. Yeah, nice.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a very on point. How many episodes will it take until you drop the Code with Me link in the Twitch chat, and we will have like 50 people messing around in the
There's
code
one way
base.
to
It's gonna
stress test
be
it.
yes. Yeah, and everybody's just gonna try to build and cancel the build, and then Seb's machine is just gonna be dead in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unlikely. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we already had a preferences view model because we have the select apps screen, which is like a basic list of apps, but with very nice animations. Hey, hello. Oh, hello there. I might have broken that last time. Oh, well, I'll fix it later.
Where were you reusing the pill?
Yeah, it's a pill.
Okay.
Just need to undo I think there's double padding there. It's fine. That said, rename all the classes to the word Engelbert. Mark, you're dangerous. Don't make us revoke your powers. I don't even know if we can, but we can ignore you, which is not very nice, so we're not going to do. I think what we need to do is we need to create a new preferences view model that is going to be preferences view model. And then what do we need? We need to get, where the fuck was the other one? Preferences, active days. Obviously, I clicked the wrong thing. Active days. So this is the, well, we can probably use the same view model, to be honest. Yeah, because the only thing we want is to be able to get this flow here. So yeah, we don't need to create a new one. I'll actually delete it because that view model works just fine. And this one is going to be active days view model. And we're going to call it accordingly. Okay.
Oh, yeah, apparently somebody just bought the name of the view model, Sebastian.
Engelbert view model. Yeah, but I'm not creating a view model now. Because that's like, the problem is that's the name of a class of an object. So the next class or object that I create is going to be called Engelbert something. Probably not Engelbert view model because it's not going to be a view model. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a view model. If it is, then absolutely. But I see there's like a synergy going on in the chat now with people trolling us.
I'm
all together.
I'm a bit.
For the people that is new, what's the Engelbert story?
It's just Mark on Sunday decided that he had enough channel points, or also known as Italian points, also known as Italian points, to set the title of this stream. So today's stream is actually called Engelbert because Mark decided that was it. So
because he's a composer, right?
I think it's just a weird name. I think it's just a weird name. I don't know. Maybe Mark can expand on the chat about that.
So basically, you can redeem this channel point and buy things if you watch the stream along. You can buy name of variables, name of functions, You can make us drink. You can make us stretch. Yeah, and
Has to be said, when you say drink, it's water. It's not like alcohol.
Yeah, it's water. It's water.
Water. Hey, Pablo
Like a
says
water.
it even more British than I do, so.
Water. That's a London way.
Water.
Water.
Actually, yeah, this should be a column. I just want to put like a smaller text underneath the active days thing here.
Yes. So what are we putting in the text, Sebastiano? Because we talk about that. So what do you want to do? Like some sort of counter, some sort of...
I just want to show the days, like, in the standard preferences on Android, where you just show the selected value when you have like a picker or something like that. So I'll do active days view model dot flow dot collect the state, and initial is... Is this a map? I think it's an empty map.
Empty, yeah.
Okay, import. Good. Sorry, Pablo, you wanted to say?
No, I was just confirming. Like,
Okay.
I'm glad they fixed that importing thing of the get value.
Yeah, it's still broken in IntelliJ, unfortunately, which is a pain in the ass when you do Compose for desktop. But I hope they'll fix it. Hello, colleagues.
No pressure. Hi, people working at JetBrains or Compose for desktop.
Yeah. Actually, I just want to show...
If only we knew somebody in JetBrains.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want to show... No, I just want to show the days that are active. So what I'll do it dot... wait.
What kind of...
I'm just
like values?
thinking...
You need to do the...
Yeah, I need to do a... No, I need to do a map, really.
Yeah.
Because it's a flow of maps. So filter it dot value. It's a Boolean, so that's fine. Also, yeah, probably need to rename it. Days map. And then I want only the key. Does it not work? Why don't you log in?
What are you trying to do?
So for every map instance that I get, so Pablo, this is where you come handy. Help me do functional programming, please.
Yeah, help Sebastiano to function.
Yeah, today is not the right day for that. Internal hackathon meetings, other meetings, the bank, everything today.
I'm guessing in this case the map is making a list, isn't it? Because map on Kotlin has a habit of converting things to lists. So I'm guessing.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, the thing is, like, this, the value that I take in is a map of weekday to a Boolean, saying if it's enabled or not.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I want to take the entries. So do I need to do entries here? Maybe that's what I need to do. Does that still?
Was the error saying?
Did it delete the get value import? No.
So it doesn't work here.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, it should work. Okay, so what is this? Let's see what this is. It's a flow of list of weekday. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so you need an empty list instead of an empty map, maybe?
Oh, yes. You're probably right. Actually, you're definitely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Pablo.
It's all right.
Okay, and yes, as someone was saying, multiple lines will help here, so I'll do that. So take the entries dot filter and then the map on a separate line, so it's a bit more readable. I know there are people that like to put as many characters as they can in a single line. I'm not one of them. There's also people that like to not use white space or use a lot of white space. I am also not one of them. I use the right amount of white space, and everyone else is wrong. There's no bike shedding if I'm right.
We are this close to old Seb yelling at Cloud. I mean, this close.
At
this
some
close.
point, I'll start yak shaving against myself, probably. Oh wow, there's someone very brave in the chat that said that they started today watching all the streams. That's a lot of stuff, and that's a lot of bugs, let me tell you.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a nice journey, because actually, Sebastiano, last time something very interesting happened, Pablo, because Sebastiano realized that at the beginning we were doing a lot of stuff wrong, and now we actually had so many guests in the last 6 months that told us so much shit that we are kind of starting to understand how to do things. So this is something that it's this is a nice way to show our audience that you can learn, and you will learn making mistakes, and then you go back and then you improve your old code. Because if there is something that I learned over time, if you like the code that you wrote 6 months ago, you are not learning enough, my friend. you are not like, I hate the code that I wrote like 2 months ago. I was like, what the shit? And then you git annotate, that's you. And who wrote this shit? It's you. And like, okay.
Anything that's more than a week old is basically legacy code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it has tests, I don't care. I don't buy the if it's tested, it's no, it's still legacy code. If it's old, it's just stale, right? But good. Okay, so where are we?
So I've slightly changed the logic of the map. Now, instead of getting the whole key, we're getting just the resource ID of the string that we need to display for it, because we don't need the whole day. We just need the resource ID. And I've also made it nullable, so we can hide this thing.
Sebastiano, this is a very nice. This is very, very. You actually brought this on yourself, because look at that signature. Okay, so now we have a nullable list. Okay, so with the nullable, you are actually modeling the absence of a value. Okay, and that's fair.
Yeah.
But when the value is there, when the list is there, is the list empty? Is an empty list valid from a domain point of view? Is it the same as a null list?
If a list falls and nobody's there to hear it, does it really make a noise?
No, I mean this is actually just a nice way to introduce something that we have in Arrow, that is a non-empty list. That is a concept that is very, very, very. Huh?
Nail. You have to pronounce it nail.
Nail with a So the non-empty list. Stable equals obsolete. I mean, if your software is too stable, you're using an old version. That was something that Roberto always says, right? And he's working on the latest nightly build and shipping it to production. But I'm not that brave. So Roberto, just ciao, Roberto. But going back to the nullable list that we have, it's a very often that you are treating an empty list like, there is no value that I need to show, so it's an error state, or like, I'm showing like a message that says no content. While often I found that nullable list is a better way to represent the absence of a value. But then when you are, because null is the way that we have in Kotlin to express most of the time the absence of a value, right? The old option that we have. But then you have the list, but the list can be empty. And I have seen so many code bases with this is not empty, right? Is not empty all over the place. So you have this weird situation where you are checking if the list is null, and then you are also checking if the list is not empty, and then you are starting doing those, extension function is not null nor empty kind of shit, because you
that one is on STD.
I mean,
in the standard library. I think is it null or empty? I think, yeah.
but the idea that then you're constantly checking if there is stuff in the list, while you could actually just check if the list is there. And non-empty list is a nice type that helps you to do that in Arrow that comes for free. And in my apps, in my personal apps, I use that all over the place, because you are always returning a list or something, like, because 90% of the apps that we build is like a fucking JSON coming from a backend, and it ends up in a recycle view. So there are lists everywhere. Do you have experience with what are your feelings about this? Is it something that you are familiar with, or that do you use?
Did you use Hip-Hop?
Who are you asking this to?
The non-empty list? Well, I mean, Sebastiano is like not using Arrow at all. So I'm talking to the only person on the stream that has like.
Before Arrow was cool, Guava had non-empty lists. So please.
Fair enough.
So it's not something that new. It's something that somebody else had the same idea, right? Like if you follow the same logical path, you end up, or a proper logical path, you end up with the same solution. Yeah, it's quite a nice way to define it, and I think there is stuff coming in meta at some point to kind of generalize these type of things, where you say basically like, I want this list to not be empty, or I want this list to only be ints, or like that kind of stuff, which would be really cool. But in the meantime, like, non-empty list is really handy to model stuff that, again, you're not expecting to be empty. And in a way, it's a little bit like back in Java, you had to check everything if it was null, right? So this is the same. Like you basically telling the compiler, yeah, I don't want this to be empty. So really, really handy.
So
like,
we are adding Guava to the project, is what we're saying, right?
Yes. No. Even better. We are doing what everybody does. We are writing our own implementation of non-empty list, because we don't want to use Arrow because reasons. So
I mean, it's 3 lines of code. So
yeah, I mean, probably a bit more than that.
I just do property delegates,
yes.
and YOLO the shit out of it. I just need that and a constructor. Done.
Ciao. Okay. Well, we can check how big is the implementation. But
jokes
yeah,
aside,
that was actually
I think like stuff like NEL is very useful. It's probably more useful in more scenarios than other functional concepts that might have a higher barrier to entry. NEL is clear, it's understandable, everyone can get what it means. And I mean, apart all the jokes about using Arrow or not that I make all the time, it's better to use the version from Arrow than the one from Guava, because it's Kotlin instead of being Java stuff. To be fair, Guava is one of the best written Java libraries that are out there, so it's not bad. It's properly annotated and everything is very well maintained, battle tested and all you want, but it's still, Arrow also is very well written, is also well maintained, is relatively battle tested compared to Guava, relatively. Obviously, in absolute terms, though, still quite well tested in general. Also because these folks really like their testing, so there's that.
Yeah, lots of property testing and that. Yeah, that's another argument against doing your own, because doing your own, you're gonna have to test it, you're gonna get bugs, and also as developers, it's good to be lazy. So if somebody else has done it, why not?
Yeah, NEL is one of the probably worst examples for that because most of the work is done by the compiler. But at the same time, like all the infrastructure around Nel is what is good in Arrow, in the sense that you not only get Nel, but you also get stuff that only takes a Nel, and you get like a hierarchy of types that otherwise you would have to redo yourself, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Is integration between different types, like either validated, option, all that stuff. There's it's always room for improvement. So everybody, if you find a bug, let us know. It'll be up there in 1.1.
There's some weird noise from the street that you probably hear. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. It's fine.
I mean, I have a crying baby in the next room, so I don't know if you hear that, but that's also happening.
No.
Very good noise cancelling then.
It's a very, very high-end microphone.
And well, Dalek Seb microphone also is very high-end.
Yeah. So where are we, Sebastian?
I just stopped at some point.
The coding too
I just
much.
stopped at some point. I put a double exclamation mark just to annoy you.
Yeah, that's the hold my beer.
Yeah.
Operator.
I mean, we are in here, so we know that this is never going to be null. So it's actually safe in this case. But
would you like to use run after the collected state, or also to avoid the the double bang? Because you are working on the day's rest ID, right? So if you connect, if you put the animated visibility in a run, so you will get the day's rest ID as these, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
I don't know. I just want to change
it looks
stuff
weird.
because we have Pablo.
It looks weird. I think it looks more weird than doing the double bang for now.
Well, but the double bang is actually tricky because a lot of CIs pipeline are going to fail because you have a lot
the
of
tech is going to flag that.
Nazi peer review kind of people that my god, the nullable thing.
The tech is going to flag that, so it's just a temporary thing for now because we are going to replace it with a nail.
Pam, pam, pam.
But yeah, jokes aside,
is it Christmas already?
I stopped here because I just wanted to point out a fun issue that I just noticed, which is if you do join to string to, which takes a mapper function, so that you can take all the IDs, so that you can take all the IDs and show them as an actual string. So just map it and concatenate with the separator. String resource will not work. It will say composable invocations can only happen from the context of a composable function. On the other hand,
because the Lambda is not composable. How do you do it?
On the other hand, if you do exactly the same thing, but with map instead, it doesn't complain. Now,
map is in line. Right?
Yes! 10 points to Pablo. Sorry, Ivan, you lost.
10 point to Gryffindor.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know why there was a competition. Okay.
There's always
but
a
I still don't know why it's not complaining. So can you explain it to me like I'm 5? Because look at my lighting. I am 5.
No, your lighting is serious pro gamer.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't want to put the gaming machine on the desk with the fans and the cool master kind of thing because
you could.
I don't want to brag about that.
Or you could have a secondary webcam that we show, just showing the lights in your computer.
Like picture in picture, like tiny, just to point. Okay, wow, that's a next level.
So,
so why is not complain? Well, why is complaining the first time? And why is not complaining the second time?
It's not complaining the first time, but it is complaining this time because if you look at the signature of join to string, the transform function that it takes is just a lambda, right? That is null by default, but it's just a normal lambda. If you look at the signature of map instead, you will see that map is an inline function, whereas join to string is not. So because join to string gets inlined in the bytecode inside of the composable, then you don't get the error because it's essentially inside of a composable. But if you use join to string, then that's a problem. And I don't know why one is in line and the other isn't, but
should file a bug.
I mean, feel free to.
It also works with suspend functions as well, and that's why most of the functions in wrestling.
Oh no, it is.
That's why
invoking the dog. Or summoning.
That's why many of the functions in Arrow, like all the extensions and all that stuff, it's we try to make it in line, so then you don't make a suspend function, which makes it a bit lighter, and it makes the compiler work a bit harder. But in the it's better. Like I mean, it's not as long as it does with Haskell.
So we don't need to file bugs in Arrow, that's for sure. So you can kind of see that there's Spike in the background now. Mark, are you happy?
Yeah. I need a Spike light. But the thing is, I tried with the Spike light. When I turn it on, he actually gets scared. So I need to saddle. I need to configure it in a proper way. And now he's gone because my wife is in the kitchen, so the food, it's always possible that he gets something to eat.
And then, like, if I do it this way, it works. The IDE will say, actually, you can simplify this to just use the mapper on just join to string. But unfortunately, if you do that, you get back to square one where you have the problem. So what you have to do instead is suppress it for the statement and say join to string is not in line. So nope. That's how you read it, by the way. Okay, so we have the text, we have the values, we have mapped them. I just need to make it smaller, I guess. So style, can we set the style? Caption, maybe. And do we also need alpha? I think we do need alpha. Modifier dot alpha and
I was just wondering, going back to the nullability, like how come you didn't use an empty list in that case? Out of curiosity.
It's the same. Like in this case, it doesn't really make much of a difference, I think. In more complex cases, using an empty list versus a null might mean different things. In this case, the idea is that if we don't have anything, we don't show anything. So either null or empty works just as well. And I'm probably going to switch to empty as well, but I wanted to annoy even, as I said. So I started with a null. Also kind of give the go to the functional chat about this stuff.
So I'm running a prediction on the channel. Is it gonna work on the first run? People are voting. A few seconds still to vote. Please, people, vote. Is it SAP good or nope? Let's see.
3, 2, 1. Let's see if people were right or wrong. I don't even know what the results were, so I have no idea. How do you see the results?
Well, I mean, let's choose the outcome. Well, we need to see. Did it work?
It's building. If it compiles, yeah, it compiles. So there's that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Did it work? It worked?
Yes.
And complete the prediction. Let's
Nice.
I'll tell you more.
Prediction result. Yes.
It not only works, it also changes the value in real time. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How did you do that? With a remember or with the weave model?
No, it's just a flow.
State, yeah.
It's a flow
It's just a
observing the
flow?
same
Okay.
thing. So
Ah,
Copy
okay.
I'm actually using same instance of the view model as well, most likely, because it's the same type that is used in the dialog. So it's probably even just the same flow. It doesn't even have to go through the preferences and the data store. It just is in memory. So that's why it's also fast.
Nice.
Yay!
Cool.
And oh yeah, we have
So,
to,
I mean, they didn't have much like hope in you, but
no,
you
they
can take the win.
don't. Nobody.
Take the win. No, everybody voted nope. So take the win, Sebastiano. They don't deserve you. Boo.
Boo.
I'm not gonna give any sticker today.
No, actually, I think it's probably time to give stickers now. Before we give away stickers, we have to specify to people that if you voted against the Seb, you're not eligible for stickers today.
Well, I mean, I can give
But we
you.
have
I
no
can
way
give
of
you
knowing.
definitely.
So
I mean, we know for sure that not even he voted, but he actually put money on it. So Mark Ellison just put 10 Italian points on nope. So that's actually not even picked the no. He actually put money on it. So there's actually a vote of confidence. Anyway, but Sebastiano is correct. So I will probably just start the giveaway. Today's word.
Engelbert?
No.
Come on.
Well,
so people type it wrong.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Today's word is
Arrow.
I need to actually copy paste it.
Arrow.
Yeah.
No. Let's do Engelbert. So Mark is happy. No, the word is tomato. That's it.
Boring.
It's boring, but that's the already ongoing on the bot. So I don't want to screw up the giveaway because I care about the people on the chat. So so I know that I'm a boring person, but that's it.
We love you anyway.
You have a few minutes. I'm gonna just thank you. I'm gonna set a timer that is running. It's like a 5-minute timer. So take your time and just vote. The code word is tomato. Type it once, type it lowercase, and we are good to go. The bot is gonna do its thing. Don't type it more than once. We can go. Let's go.
Okay, so I think we should try and start at least the next thing, which is to get the other item in here. So we have the active days. The next thing that we want to do is that we want to show words are failing me very hard right now. We want to show another item to pick the times at which the application is active, so time ranges and whatnot. So this would be active time.
Oh, but did we name the variable? No, the class.
Oh, we haven't created one yet, but I'm gonna create a view model very soon for the new screen. That's why I want to do it, so we can actually use the Coding Pizza's redemption. Like, I don't know if it's his personal redemption, but he redeemed Italian points doesn't.
Is redeemed.
English
Yeah.
is such a weird language.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't English anymore. Today I can't English either.
Okay, so we
It's
need.
been a long day.
Yeah, it's been a long week, right?
It's been a long month.
It's only Wednesday.
Mark. So what are we doing, Sebastiano? We are adding the active time ranges subtitle.
Yep. There it is.
So what do you want to do?
Now,
do you want to list the ranges or do you want to count the ranges?
I want to list the ranges. I will not do. Well, I can show them now. Yeah, whatever. I can say how many ranges are active. Yeah, probably think that makes most sense. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you. I've added, like, there's a divider text and there was another one, and the live literals got a bit confused. Like this one, which is actually the old one, has disappeared and it's been replaced by this here. So the live edit of live literals got weirded up by that.
Lost.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
Okay. So let's actually implement this. So we need a view model. We'll start with Engelbert view model.
And
Could it be a compilation?
another.
Why is not showing up?
The what?
Could it be a compilation problem? Why it's not showing up?
No, it's simply that I think it knows that I've changed on the nth text item. I changed the string because I just duplicated it. So I just got. I don't think it understands there's something new. It's like looking at the order.
The tree has changed.
Yeah, the tree has changed, but it doesn't know. So it's just like, oh, there's a new value on the nth text item. And oh, yeah, I have an nth text item. I'll just put it there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, no, Mark, please don't do that. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Douglas Correa. Engelbert. Yep. Okay. There's healed view model and at inject constructor.
Pablo, in the meantime, that Sebastiano does a bit of groundwork on the view model. I have a question from somebody that was very interested since the beginning about Arrow, and it went through most of the stages, and it got bitten by the shortcoming of the initial libraries, and then it got very happy when improvements and documentation came together. But I always struggle selling Arrow. And when I say selling, it's just a brutal way of trying to persuade teams that I was working with to give it a try or embrace the goodies that Arrow brings. So the idea that the library exists because some things are missing in the library, standard library, or in the language itself. What's your experience with this kind of, where you successful, where I failed? It sounds dramatic, but for me, it's a very, very, it's an important topic, because maybe I'm doing it wrong, right? I'm trying to sponsor Arrow in the wrong way. What was your experience with this?
Yeah, I'd say pretty similar. I call it cognitive inertia. Like when you're in what you're doing, it's quite hard to move away from what you're doing, and when you talk about functional programming, people get a bit scared, especially if you hear talks about monads and all that stuff. I think one of the best ways to introduce people to functional programming is so they don't know they're doing functional programming. And that's what Kotlin managed to do. So like all the maps, filters, all these things, like introduce people to more functional programming concepts. So just try this, but one thing I might try soon actually is to show how useful it can be, right? Rather than just say, no, this is amazing, let's try. Because as developers, we are quite don't want to say defensive, but like we'll go with caution. Conservative, I guess, in a way, like you don't. We've had problems in the past, especially people that have more experience. We've been beaten in the ass before, so like you want to be cautious with what you add. So is that old problem was like, well, this works, so why should I add something new, right? And the biggest example is the either, like, which is one of the biggest concepts in Arrow. Like most people use their own version of a result, which is basically the same, but then they have to do it themselves, and you have to test it yourself. And one of the problems with that one is that like either has right and left, which for people that's used to functional programming, that's quite normal nomenclature, and people use it quite. Is quite happy with that. But when you want to be more expressive and have like a success or an error, and that's one of the things, for example, in Arrow at the moment, we are starting to do more, and I think there's already quite a few extensions on the Kotlin result, which means that you don't have to have a new concept, is well tested, and you get best of both worlds, basically, because you also get the unsuccess or an error. So it's kind of like a bridge in between. And that's kind of one of the things that is happening at the moment with Arrow, is that we're trying to not go against the system and trying to incorporate things more, like we have operations on nullables and things like that. So, and also before was the fact of like, oh, it's not 1.0, can't use anything that's not 1.0. And like, well, now it's 1.0.
Yeah, but then you have constraint layout 0.0.1 alpha in production for 6 months because you needed that thing in constraint layout. So I never actually understood I like the fact that also, thank you, Mark, that you also have experience with trying to not scare people out, because one of my talks in the past, it was about domain modeling, and a lot of domain modeling, especially if you follow what Scott Valashin has done in the last few years, as there's a lot of things that can be done with the functional programming and the idea of functional types and construct. And that talk, I went through option, I went through either, I went through non-empty list, and at one of I won't ever forget one of the meetup in Berlin. After the talk, a person came to me and they said, you were able to talk for 45 minutes about monads without saying monad once. That's impressive. And then I was like, yeah, and that's also fucking hard, but that's the trade-off that you have to be, because people get very scared from things that they don't know. Like, I mean, if you go to somebody that was, introduced to programming in a functional way, if you go to somebody that, Lisp or F# or Haskell, I mean, probably Haskell, and you start talking about interface and polymorphism and things like that, they also get uncomfortable, because, that's more like object-oriented shit. So it's just because you don't know, it doesn't mean there is a bit of fear in there. But I also struggle, preaching things like, oh, we have a problem, this is a solution, why don't we embrace the solution? And I got pushback, like constantly pushback, even from when I present the developer or the team that I was working with actually a solution for a problem. And that's why at the time I started actually writing on my blog about how optics works and how small things works, because I was so disappointed by this constant. I'm showing you that changing a sealed class, they don't, there is no copy method, and changing, if you are working with sealed class because you have I don't know, like a state machine or LCA, and you're sending and there are data class everywhere and sealed class everywhere, and it gets very messy very soon when you want to change something deep in the hierarchy, and they copy, and when all of, and still
that's quite interesting actually, because people end up doing a flat state instead of doing hierarchical states. So you'd lose some of that type safety because of the convenience of being able to copy one value or another. With optics, then you can have best of both worlds, for example. Yeah.
Yes, but that was like that was even the thing that I didn't understand, even from a practical point of view. Why would you give away a solution for your problem just because you are somehow scared? Something that it's new, and same goes for either. I mean, there are like custom result type everywhere. Basically, every company that I worked for, there was a custom result, and then when the Kotlin one came in, people weren't using it because, oh no, it's experimental. Let's build ours. And now that you can use either, everybody is super excited about either. And I'm always saying, but there is no flat map. It's just, it's really weird to use if you have to do a couple of things. So either they fix this. So for me,
I think
it's a very
it's
unfortunate experience.
Yeah, it's about exposure, and people get used to it. Like I remember back in 2011 or 2012, like I started talking with my team. I can't remember where exactly I was working, but we're saying about state machines. I was very excited about state machines, and people was like, "Oh, you're so obsessed with state machines." Fast forward 2021, MVI everywhere. So like you just need to kind of like slowly transform the paradigm and how people think. For example, I can't remember, there's an article from someone that was comparing like solid with functional programming, and it's like basically solid is functional programming with extra steps. So these kind of things, like it just takes time, but just little by little, and like kind of like showing little benefits. Like I think we'll get there, and it's
there is an incredible nice talk by Venkat Subramaniam about design patterns in the light of lambdas. How, and he goes through like most of them, one by one, how would you do it in a functional way, and turns out that every pattern is basically a function, right? You can do every design pattern that we have and I need to I'm gonna add the link into the description, because it's hilarious when he's using Java, so he's using Java, so it's not even like the fanciest stuff, but it was just the bare minimum when he was going through everything is basically a function, so you just need to embrace it.
And that's quite interesting, because like, as people is turning from Java to Kotlin, you're starting to see lots of classes that have a single function or a single method in that case, and it's like, that looks suspiciously like a function, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is one thing that I always try to do personally, which is if his data is a type, if his behavior is a function. It's very simplistic way, but it kind of works in many cases. So there's always exceptions, obviously. Yeah.
But the part that I liked most when it comes to this kind of approach is the idea that from an object-oriented point of view, we are supposed to be the one that use types a lot. and we should be the one modeling the world with the tools that we have. A dog is an animal, a car has 4 wheels and an engine, and then you put everything, everything is, and then you actually look at the real world, and often you see very poor modeling, because when you start using types in a very intense way, you don't have the support of the language. When you start working on things like it's a number, it's an age, okay, and then you start saying, okay, it's an int, is it? What if it's negative, right? What if 0? Is it a 0, a valid? How do you enforce that? And Arrow is also going in that direction, because with Arrow meta you have refined types. Are they called refined types, where you can have
maybe proofs? Maybe? I can't remember exactly.
There is a compile time check for this kind of stuff. You can build types that it looks like an int, but then if it has to be positive, you get a compile check. When I see this kind of effort from the Arrow team, I see like the love that they have for the language, but also the responsibility to actually not wait JetBrains to improve the language. The commitment to say, okay, they gave us incredible trampoline, but we can work on that. You can use Kotlin to build incredible stuff, and even if you want to, and you don't have to go. The Arrow team, it was a huge decision to drop the type fancy Scala, Haskell kind of higher order, whatever. That I don't know that kind of stuff. I'm a simple person in a simple pub for like local simple people.
Someone is asking if you can share the link to your talk.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna just add it in the description. It's not updated to the latest Arrow, but it will do. And that took a lot, even dropping option, right? The idea that we have the nullable type system, so let's use that. Those are important signals that I feel that the Arrow team, there is a piece, like a part of our community that is gonna be always arrogant because we know better. Then you have the Arrow team where like, no, we need to swallow, because this thing is not reaching the people. We need to reach the people. So they actually made the step to arrogant. Wow, Mark. Wow. Really? You're just crashing. I mean, I'm building pathos here at the love for the people. And yeah, whatever. This is what you get when you give free speech to people like Mark. Oh, I'm a friendly troll. That's what you get. But jokes aside, yeah, this is important for me. This is the kind of we want to see this kind of stuff, humility, where like, okay, we tried something, the community didn't respond as we imagine. We need to make the step.
I may be a troll, but I'm a friendly troll.
Yeah, like you're totally right. Like and as I get older, I realize like you get better results with honey than with a carrot. No, with a carrot than with a stick or something like that. But I think
we got the idea.
Yeah. But I think it's really really important to be pragmatic and kind of like don't fight the system, because you're trying to improve the system little by little. So like and it's only going to get better, like I think, and as you said, like Kotlin is an amazing language, and Arrow is not trying to replace it; it's trying to enhance it, like Guava did with Java. And it's one of those things that, like, hopefully some things will be taken on board, and not taken on board, but like included into Kotlin itself. Some won't, but it's I think it's good to play together in general. Like there is a lot of like always tension about and with how to do things. And one of the things I also realized with age is that you should, like, by listening more, you can question your own beliefs of about how things are done. And I think that's what happened with Arrow. It's like, well, yeah, we know this is potentially the right way, but we can get more people on board if we actually do it the more pragmatic way and the more useful way. So I think that was quite good. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. I look forward. So now that we gave Sebastiano this half an hour of free coding without being bothered,
I fucking fixed it. Yes.
What's happened? Oh.
How did you fix it?
It's so there's a bug in dialogue, like the dialogue composable, where obviously I lost it because I just closed it, but Android dialogue. So you can pass some properties to the dialogue. In this case, you can pass them, like for us, it's a navigation route, but you can pass dialogue properties to a dialogue composable. But like the navigation library just passes them through for you under the hood.
Okay.
And these properties end up eventually in the dialogue wrapper. So then that's like a Android dialogue. It's something that wraps Android dialogue. Well, extends and wraps an Android dialogue. And you can see you have properties, and those properties eventually end up in the dialogue layout, which is this one. The dialogue layout, it's it takes a content, blah, 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 and it has this property here, which is use platform default width, which is false here by default, but it's actually true by default in dialog properties. You see, which this one specifically. So if you leave it to the default, it fucks up. If you set it to false, it doesn't have the margin on the side that the system will give it. So there's like, you're losing that. But on the bright side, you can actually see all the content instead of, 2/3 of it.
So
and
it's not a bug, it's a feature basically.
Sure, everything is a feature if you look at it the right way.
Works as designed.
Yeah, the reason is that in the dialog layout thing, it does measure, and it's the measure changes, the behavior changes if you leave it true or if you set it to false. If you leave it true, it will delegate to compose view, apparently. I haven't even checked this. I was just trying stuff. And for whatever reason, Android View kind of doesn't work. Like, it doesn't, like in this case, for some reason, I don't know, it's not getting the right dimensions. It's because it's just getting this width measure spec and height measure spec, and I think the problem is that these ones are not considering paddings and whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll find a bug for this because, yay, another bug to file. But it's a good thing I didn't file it against a componist. So there's that.
Okay.
This dialogue says 90s, right? Or 2000s.
Yeah, but still, should work.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And yeah, if you set this to false, essentially it tweaks the measure specs. that it passes down to compose view to essentially to say it must be at most the size of the screen, which is what we're doing. Now, this only looks like this, I think, probably, allegedly, because I've put wrap content height on these composables. I actually will take it out and see what's the difference here. Like, I don't know if it's gonna look like, if it's gonna take the whole space or not. Still not. Still fine. Whatever.
No.
Good. The thing that is kind of annoying is that set a padding. Well, the padding on the card, you can see it is 8 dip. It's just because otherwise it would be literally the whole width.
Edge to edge.
Yeah, it would go edge to edge. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit claustrophobic.
Just a bit. But the thing is, this is kind of shit, because even if you say, oh, okay, I'm gonna set, I don't know, 24 dips of padding around the card, it's still going to be like it's fine here. It's still not enough.
Okay.
It's still not enough. It should be still more, because I think it's like 48 probably that Android sets.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, that's more like it. But the problem is that if you rotate the screen, 48 is not enough. This dialog should be much smaller. And we don't really have that thing. And I don't think it's a good idea. Like, we shouldn't have to do this, right? We shouldn't have to put a padding around this card to make it look nice. Also because it depends on like the orientation, the screen size, and all that stuff. But I would say, like, apart from the bug that we have found, we're done. Like, this works. I'm happy with it. We have the days, we have the time ranges. Next time we have some time, we'll actually show them a bit nicer. But for now, like, the time ranges are there.
Super.
It reads like shit. It's not interactive, but that's fine. MVP.
Something.
Yeah.
Good work. I added that marker on the stream when you were explaining the bug, so it will be a bit easier to find when you file the bug. You can point the people to the exact moment where, like, oh, do you have a showcase app? Hold my beer. I have a whole stream. So
shall we wrap it up, given it's
we're gonna wrap up, but I'm gonna just roll the giveaway.
Go for it.
And congratulations to Coding Pizza, won the stickers. So just reach out on Twitter so we can agree just tell me where to ship the stickers. So congratulations. And yes,
I think
what else?
just to
Pablo, did you like being with us? Do you want to come back whenever you want?
Yeah, this is really a lot of fun.
We still have like a empty list thing that we should replace with a nail. So let's talk later and whenever you want. Like, is your nervousness gone? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. To wrap it up, before Ivan says the usual things, just a reminder, we have Chris Baines on Sunday. We're going to try and fix the navigation once and for all. Are we going to manage to? I don't know. I'm not sure, but we'll try for sure. Worst case scenario, I'll have to come back the third time. Third time is the charm, or something like that.
Yeah, but now he's not unemployed anymore, so we don't know if he's gonna be able to come, right? Now that he has a job.
We'll kidnap him or something.
we need to make sure that we fix it.
I just need to frame it as like a matter of personal pride.
Okay, so it's like a ego shaming kind of thing. Fair enough.
So Adi's always talking
Adi's
shit on Twitter.
He's talking. Yeah, I think it's like it's the brand, the personal brand. Just to wrap up, thank you for being with us, Pablo. It was very fun to have you. Come whenever you want.
We'll put
Thank
Arrow or Guava.
Constraints-driven development.
Either Arrow or Guava are
Constraints-
gonna come in next time you are on the stream.
Surprise. Surprise me, yeah.
So it's a coin flip.
Or maybe we'll roll our own. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm looking forward for my own implementation of union types that you can trust. Thank you for being with us. And the VOD is gonna be available as soon as we stop the live. If you have a Twitch subscription, you can access the VOD right away. If you don't have a subscription to the channel, you can subscribe for free if you have an Amazon Prime account subscription. So think about that, or you just can give us a couple of bucks so we can buy more stickers. The VOD on YouTube is going to be available tomorrow at 8-ish. And as usual, if you like the stream, like and subscribe, and subscribers will start getting more and more giveaways on YouTube as well. So subscribe to the channel. This is important for us and the growth for the growth of the channel. So thank you for the support. And yeah, what else?
That's it.
I think is
We're good. We're done. Thank you again, and have a great one. Bye.
Bye.